Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all the respected dignitaries, distinguished speakers, honorable participants, and the loving audience, all beautiful people who join us today and present here from all around the globe. I, Miss Nada Ratkovic, IIU, co-founder of Europe, IIU board member, country director, IIU Croatia, the president of Research Center, IIU, welcome you all to the day two of the Blockchain Technology Summit, organized by the unique and one International Internship University and IIU Research Center, learning and growing together by sharing knowledge and experience with IIU and IIU Research Center and our global experts on the topic of current interest of blockchain technology. Blockchain facts. What is it? How it works? And how it can be used. Yesterday we hear a lot from our famous eminent speakers. And we prove that we have an unlimited access to knowledge. We are for education. IIU is for education, trying to each one youth, student, child around the globe. That is our mission, learning, growing, sharing. We are talking about science, technology, innovation, research. So that is why IIU and IIU Research Center is a place where educators are able to share their knowledge, their experience around the globe. Let's acquire a knowledge of blockchain technology. We need that. Educators, experts are inspiring new innovative ideas, creation, invention, and I'm tempted to set up a quality education for the future generations. Yes, you can. Yes, we can. Like our amazing Professor Queen Elizabeth yesterday at the opening ceremony said, we can change the world only with education. So I want to say today, we want to thanks to our sir, to our founder, Sir Piyush Pandit, for giving us this opportunity for IIU and for IIU Research Center. Also, I want to thanks to our great COO, Dr. Snikta Kadam, for doing a hard work and organizing also this amazing 4 days. So let us cherish and adore the real value of good education. I want to say that blockchain technology is an advanced database mechanism. What it allows transparent information sharing with the business network. Database stories, database in blocks, they are linked together in a chain by chain, like my necklace. This is also one example of blockchain. When you make chain by chain, you make the links together. You distribute them with the list of records, the blocks who are securely linked together like cryptographic hashes. So yesterday, I want to thank once again our amazing, eminent speakers and experts, Professor Dr. Queen Elizabeth Lucas Alolo, a honorary professor and counselor of IIU and the CEO and director of Yes You Can International, and amazing Professor Arun Kumar Rana, who is working in the like assistant professor in the Department of Electronics Communication Engineering at Rajiv Gandhi College of the Nokia. Also, Dr. Anjum Nazir Qureshi, our assistant professor, our great Dr. Susanti Samudrela, a cyber law expert and techno-legal consultant. He yesterday say us all about the legal things, about the law, what is law, regularly. And a woman multidisciplinary, as I call her, Miss Herdiana Devi Nurfika, a practitioner, CEO of the she's for the education, and not only for education, we need also the well-being, the emotional intelligence, and she's a trainer for mental health, for emotional intelligence, and for all. But today, I have another surprise for you. My eminent and amazing guests today are focusing on the education of 2030. They are from the different countries from all around the globe, and we know that the focus is on access, inclusion, and equity, quality, and learning outcomes at all the levels with a lifelong approach. So, what will be education in 2030? What will be? Today, we are on the topic of the blockchain technology. Next time, metaverse. And we have so many high-end technology which we need to learn and take care about that, because like educators and like our education university, we will give you that all in the next months, years, and etc. So let me start. Let me start from my first eminent speaker. Let's first call a lady. I have an amazing teacher of computer technology. She's working in 2 public schools as well as the operator of the quality service of a vocational college, a lecturer of 4 models of computer technology in the same vocational college, as well as a certified computer technology trainer at the Ministry of Education. And she's coming from Georgia. She's working for the Ministry of Education for M4 Public School of the city, Samtredia, and public school of Chognari village named after Ivan Yashi of the city of Samtredia. So at different times, she held so many positions at different universities. Her topic today is the benefits and harms of digital technologies with blockchain, how to help children develop social skills. Today, we need the skills, hard skills, soft skills. So let us hear our great teacher from Georgia, Miss Thea Mekarishvili. And I want to say, IIU is giving an opportunity to each one educator. English is not for us a barrier. Even you don't know English, you can have a translator. Our Thea Meparvishvili from Georgia today will have a little help, because I know she's so great. But if you want to be sure, she gives us and she brings with us a beautiful girl, her niece, to help her to translate some things. So welcome, dear Thea Mepafashili from Georgia.
Thank you, Mrs. Nada. არც კი ვიცი როგორ დავიწყო იმდენად ლამაზი და კარგი სიტყვები თქვა ჩემზე, რომ უხერხო მდგომარეობაშიც ჩავარდი. მადლობა ასეთი სასიამოვნო წარდგენისთვის, მიხარია რომ მე მაქვს ქართულად საუბრის საშუალება.
She is very grateful for her chance and she will speak her opinion and I will translate it later.
Thank you very much. მოგესალმებით, მე ვარ თეა მეფარიშვილი, საქართველოდან, როგორც ქალბატონმა ნადამ წარმადგინა 2 სკოლის პედაგოგი კომპიუტერული ტექნოლოგიების. დღეს მე შევეცდები ვისაუბრო ინოვაციურ ტექნოლოგიაზე, ბლოკჩეინის გამოყენების საშუალებებზე, როგორ ინერგება ის განათლების სისტემასა თუ სხვა ორგანიზაციებში და ვფიქრობ, რომ ჩვენი დღევანდელი შეხვედრა საინტერესო იქნება თითოეული თქვენგანისთვის. მადლობა უკვე იმისათვის, რომ ყურადღებით ისმენთ ჩვენს მოხსენებებს. დღეს ჩემს პრეზენტაციას ქართული ენიდან ინგლისურ ენაზე გადათარგმნის სამტრედის მესამე საჯარო სკოლის პედაგოგი ბოდიში მოსწავლე, მე-11 კლასის მოსწავლე ნანუკა კაცაძე.
Today our presentation topic is the benefits and harms of digital technologies, how to help children develop their social skills. And I am 11th grade student and Samtred Public School number 3, and after she will express her opinion, I will translate it later.
გავაზიარებ ჩემს პრეზენტაციას და შევეცდები გაგიზიაროთ ჩემი შეხედულებები კონკრეტულ თემასთან დაკავშირებით. მადლობა ამ საშუალებისთვის.
Now she shares her presentation.
კვლავ მოგესალმებით და წარმოგიდგენთ ჩვენს თემას. დღევანდელი ჩვენი თემა გახლავთ საპრეზენტაციო თემის სათაური გახლავთ ციფრული ტექნოლოგიების სარგებელი და ზიანი, როგორ დავეხმაროთ ბავშვებს სოციალური უნარების განვითარებაში. პრეზენტაციის მიზანია წარმოაჩინოს ციფრული ტექნოლოგიის ინოვაციის, ბლოკჩეინის არსი, შექმნისა და განვითარების ეტაპები, ფუნქციების საფუძვლები და შესაძლებლობები, კრიპტოგრაფიული აქტივობის გამოყენების დადებითი მხარეები და კრიტიკა, განათლების სისტემაში ბლოკჩეინის დადებითი და უარყოფითი ასპექტები. პრეზენტაციაში გაანალიზებულია ბლოკჩეინის ტექნოლოგიის დანერგვის მხრივ საქართველოში გადადგმული ნაბიჯები და შედარებულია უცხო ქვეყნის გამოცდილებასთან.
The purpose of this presentation is to show the innovation of digital technology, the essence of blockchain, stages of creation and development, fundamentals and capabilities of functioning, pros and cons of using cryptogenic assets, positive and negative aspects of using blockchain in the education system. And in the presentation, the steps taken in Georgia regarding to introduction of blockchain technology are analyzed and compared with the experience of foreign countries.
თანამედროვე მსოფლიო დეცენტრალიზაციის რევოლუციის ზღვარზეა, რაც განპირობებულია ბლოკჩეინის ტექნოლოგიის განვითარებით. ბლოკჩეინი კი არის დეცენტრალიზირებული მონაცემთა ბაზა, რომელიც შეიცავს ინფორმაციას ბლოკჩეინის ქსელის მონაწილეთა მიერ განხორციელებული ტრანზაქციების კომუნიკაციის შესახებ. ის აღიქმება ელექტრონული მმართველობის ტექნოლოგიური პარადიგმად და საკმაოდ დიდი პოტენციალი აქვს მას ელექტრონული მმართველობის დანერგვის მიზანთან მიმართებაში. ინოვაციური ტექნოლოგია მსოფლიო მასშტაბით კარგად მოგეხსენებათ, რომ პირველად 2008 წელს გამოჩნდა და ემსახურებოდა კრიპტოვალიუტის ბიტკოინის ეფექტურ ფუნქციონირებას. მისი შექმნა დაკავშირებულია ანონიმურ პირთა ჯგუფთან, რომელიც ცნობილია სატო ნაკამოტოს სახელით.
The modern world is on the verge of decentralization revolution, which is due to development of blockchain technology. Blockchain is a decentralized database that contains information about the transactions carried out by the participant of the blockchain network. It is perceived as a technological pandemic and has a great potential for its use in order to introduce e-government. The innovative technology appeared worldwide for the first time in 2008 and served the effect from the functioning and security Bitcoin. Its creation is attributed to an anonymous person or group of persons known as Satoshi Nakamoto.
ბლოკჩეინის ტექნოლოგია შეიძლება გამოყენებული იქნეს სხვადასხვა მიზნებისთვის, მაგრამ მისი ძირითადი ფუნქცია მონაცემთა ჩაწერისა და შენახვის უსაფრთხო და დეცენტრალიზირებული სისტემის შექმნა. აქ მოცემულია ბლოკჩეინის გამოყენების ძირითადი შემთხვევები. პირველი გახლავთ კრიპტოვალიუტა. ბლოკჩეინის გამოყენების ყველაზე ცნობილი შემთხვევა არის კრიპტოვალიუტის შექმნა და მართვა, როგორიც არის ბიტკოინი და ეთერიუმი. ბლოკჩეინი იძლევა დეცენტრალიზირებულ და უსაფრთხო ტრანზაქციის მართვისა და ვალიუტის ფრიანობის შენარჩუნების საშუალებას. მეორე უსაფრთხო გამოყენებისთვის, ანუ ბიტკოინის გამოყენების მეორე ერთ-ერთი ხერხი გახლავთ მიწოდება ჯაჭვის მენეჯმენტი. ბლოკჩეინი შეიძლება გამოყენებული იქნეს მიწოდების ჯაჭვის მართვის გამჭვირვალე და უსაფრთხო სისტემის შესაქმნელად, სადაც მიწოდების ჯაჭვი ყოველი ტრანზაქცია აღირიცხება და მომწოდებელი მოწმდება ბლოკჩეინზე. ეს ხელს შეუწყობს თაღლითობის შემცირებას, გამჭვირვალობის გაზრდას და მიწოდების ჯაჭვის ეფექტიანობის გაუმჯობესებას. მესამე, სადაც გამოიყენება ასე ვთქვათ ერთ-ერთი გამოყენების შესაძლებლობა, უკაცრავად პირადობის მენეჯმენტი გახლავთ. ბლოკჩეინი შეიძლება გამოყენებული იქნეს იდენტობის მართვის დეცენტრალიზირებული და უსაფრთხო სისტემის შესაქმნელად, სადაც ინდივიდებს შეუძლიათ გააკონტროლონ საკუთარი პირადობის მონაცემები და უსაფრთხოდ გაუზიარონ ისინი სხვებს. ეს ხელს შეუწყობს პირადობის ქურდობის შემცირებას და პერსონალური მონაცემების უსაფრთხოებისა და კონფიდენციალობის გაუმჯობესებას. ჭკვიანი კონტრაქტორები ეს გულისხმობს რომლებიც თვითშესრულების კონტრაქტორებია მყიდველსა და გამყიდველს შორის შეთანხმების პირობები პირდაპირ კოდირებულია კოდის ხაზებში. ამას შეიძლება ავტომატიზირება მოახდინოს კონტრაქტების მენეჯმენტზე და შეამციროს შუამავალი საჭიროება მყიდველსა და შემყიდველს შორის. და ბოლოს ეს არის რა თქმა უნდა ბიტკოინის ფუნქციონირება ამაში არ ამოიწურება და განუსაზღვრელია მისი დანიშნულება, მაგრამ ერთ-ერთი მთავარი გახლავთ ასევე ხმის მიცემის სისტემა. ბლოკჩეინის გამოყენება შესაძლებელია უსაფრთხო და გამჭვირვალე ხმის მიცემის სისტემის შესაქმნელად, სადაც ყოველი ხმა ჩაიწერება და მოწმდება ბლოკჩეინზე. ეს ხელშეუწყობს ამომრჩეველთა გაყალბების შეძირებას და დობას გაზრდის ხმის მიცემის პროცესში.
Blockchain technology can be used for various purposes, but its main function is to create a secure and decentralized system for recording and storing data. Here are main blockchain use cases. First, cryptocurrency. The most well-known use case for blockchain is creation and management of cryptocurrencies, such as Bitcoin and Ethereum. Blockchain provides a decentralized and secure way to manage transactions and maintain the integrity of currency. Second, supply chain management. Blockchain can be used to create transparent and secure supply chain management system where every transaction in supply chain is recorded and verified on the blockchain. This will help reduce fraud, increase the transparency, and improve supply chain efficiently. Identity management. Blockchain can be used to create a decentralized and secure identity management system where individuals can control their own identity data and securely share it with others. This will help reduce identity theft and improve the security and privacy of personal data. Smart contracts. Blockchain can be used to create and manage smart contracts, which are self-executing contracts with the terms of agreement between the buyer and seller encoded directly into lines of code. This can automate contract management and reduce the need for intermediaries. And the last one, voting system. Blockchain can be used to create a secure and a transparent voting system where every vote is recorded and verified on the blockchain. This will help reduce voter fraud and increase confidence in the voting process.
აღსანიშნავია, რომ ბლოკჩეინის ტექნოლოგიების გამოყენების მასშტაბები ეტაპობრივად ფართოვდება და სხვადასხვა სფეროში მკვიდრდება. ჯერ კიდევ 2016 წლის ნოემბერში Deutsche Bank-მა ჩაატარა გამოკითხვა, სადაც მონაწილე რესპონდენტების 87% მიიჩნევდა, რომ უახლოეს წლებში ბლოკჩეინ ტექნოლოგიის გამოყენება კიდევ უფრო გაიზრდება და მნიშვნელოვნად გარდაქმნის საფინანსო სისტემას. ხოლო წამყვანი აუდიტორიული კომპანია Deloitte-ის მიერ 2019 წელს თქვენ ხედავთ ახლა სლაიდზე სწორედ ამ მონაცემებს 2019 წელს ჩატარებული ბლოკჩეინის გლობალური კვლევის მიხედვით გამოკითხულთა 53% თვლის, რომ მიმდინარე წლს ბლოკჩეინ ტექნოლოგიის დანერგვა მათი ორგანიზაციის მთავარი პრიორიტეტს წარმოადგენს. კვლევაში საინტერესოა, რომ მონაწილე რესპონდენტები შეადგენენ ათეულობით ქვეყანას: ბრაზილია, კანადა, ჩინეთი, ისრაელი, გერმანია, ლუქსემბურგი, სინგაპური, გაერთიანებული სამეფო, ამერიკის შეერთებული შტატები, გაერთიანებული არაბთა საემიროები, ისეთი წამყვანი ფირმების აღმასრულებელი დირექტორები, რომელთა წლიური შემოსავალიც ასეულობით მილიონ ლარზე მეტია.
It is worth noting that the scale of using blockchain technologies is gradually expanding and establishing itself in various fields. Back in November 2006, Deutsche Bank conducted a survey where 87% of the respondents believe that the use of blockchain technology will increase further in the coming years and will significantly transform the financial system. And according to the blockchain global research conducted in 2019 by the leading auditing company Deloitte, 553% of respondents believe that the induction of blockchain technology is the main priority of their organization this year. And as you can see on the slide, there is use of blockchain over the years and whose annual income is more than hundreds of millions of dollars.
საერთაშორისო გამოცდილება ბლოკჩეინთან მიმართებაში ძალიან საინტერესოა, ვფიქრობ, რომ თქვენთვისაც ასევე იქნება. როგორც ზემოთ აღვნიშნეთ, სახელმწიფოთა დიდი ნაწილი ბლოკჩეინის ტექნოლოგიას უკვე აქტიურად იყენებს განათლების, კომერციული ჯანდაცვის, სასამართლო, საკანონმდებლო თუ უსაფრთხოების სფეროებში. გერმანიის შემთხვევაში ბლოკჩეინ ტექნოლოგია ეფუძნება Proof of Concept's პროექტი, რომელიც თავშესაფრის სისტემის მენეჯმენტისათვის შეიქმნა. აქ გამოყენებული იყო ძირითადად ბლოკჩეინის აპლიკაციის ორი ნაწილი, პირველი სუსტი და სანდო ციფრული პირადობის შექმნა ტოლობებისათვის და მეორე კომუნიკაციის გაუმჯობესებისათვის მუნიციპალურ და ცენტრალურ ხელისუფლების ორგანოებს შორის. ფედერალური ოფისის მიერ გამოქვეყნებულ ანგარიშში ბლოკჩეინის გამოყენება ტოლობებისათვის თავშესაფრის საკითხის მოწესრიგებაში შეფასდა მაღალ ხარისხში. ხოლო ფინურმა რძის პროდუქტების მწარმოებელმა კომპანიამ ალმა თავისი საწარმო ჯაჭვი ფერმიდან რძის პროდუქტების წარმოებამდე ღია გახადა საზოგადოებისთვის ბლოკჩეინ ტექნოლოგიის დახმარებით. საპილოტო პროექტის მეშვეობით მომხმარებელს საშუალება ჰქონდა ენახა დეტალური ინფორმაცია თითეული ეტაპის შესახებ. აღნიშნული ტექნოლოგია ჯერ არლმა მხოლოდ ორგანულ ძელზე გამოიყენა, თუმცა იგეგმება მათ სხვა პროდუქციაზე იგივე ტექნოლოგიის გამოყენება.
As I mentioned above, a large number of states are already actively using blockchain technology in the fields of education, commercial healthcare, judicial, and security. In the case of Germany, blockchain technology is based on a proof of concept (POC) project created for the management of the refugee asylum system. POC has been used in two main blockchain applications. First, to create accurate and reliable digital identities for refugees, and second, to improve communication between municipal and central government authorities. In the report published by a federal office, the use of blockchain is settling issue of asylum for refugees was evaluated positivity. And in the Finnish dairy company, Arla has made its production change from the farm to the productions of dairy products open to the public with the help of blockchain technology through the pilot project Arla Milk Chain. The customer has the opportunity to see detailed information about each stage. The mentioned technology is currently used on Arla's organic milk, and however, it is planned to be used on other products in the future.
და მოგზაურობულად მინდა წარმოგიდგინოთ ბლოკჩეინის ტექნოლოგია თუ როგორ არის გამოყენებული ჩემს ქვეყანაში საქართველოში. ბლოკჩეინის გამოყენების ყველაზე გავრცელებული სექტორებია საქართველოში ფულადი გზავნილები, კრიპტოვალიუტები, საფინანსო და საბანკო სფერო, განათლების სფერო. აღსანიშნავია, რომ საქართველო ერთ-ერთი პირველი ქვეყანაა, რომელმაც 2017 წლიდან უძრავი ქონების სარეგისტრაციო წარმოებაში ბლოკჩეინის ტექნოლოგია დანერგა. განათლებაში არსებული გლობალური გამოწვევების პასუხად შეიქმნა ემერკოინის ბლოკჩეინის სისტემა ჩვენს ქვეყანაში, რომლის მეშვეობითაც უმაღლესი სასწავლებლების კურსდამთავრებულები ცოდნის დამადასტურებელ დიპლომისა და ოფიციალურად დამოწმებული სერტიფიკატების შენახვის დაცულ პლატფორმაზე შეძლებენ თავიანთ სერტიფიკატებისა და დიპლომების შენახვას. საპილოტო პროექტი პირველ ეტაპზე თბილისის ჩვენი დედაქალაქის ბიზნესისა და ტექნოლოგიების უნივერსიტეტში შეიქმნა განათლების დამადასტურებელი დოკუმენტების შენახვისა და გაზიარების ინოვაციური გზა ძველი სისტემის ხარვეზების აღმოხვის საშუალებას იძლევა და ამცირებს ცოდნის დამადასტურებელი დოკუმენტების ფალსიფიცირების შესაძლებლობას. აგრეთვე მინიმუმამდე დაჰყავს პრობლემები, რომელიც შეიძლება კურსდამთავრებულებს გაუჩნდეთ სხვადასხვა დოკუმენტების მისაღებად იმ სასწავლებლებიდან, რომლებიც უკვე დაიხურა.
Blockchain technology in Georgia, the most common sectors of blockchain use are cryptocurrencies, finance, and banking and education. It should be noticed that Georgia is one of the first countries that introduced blockchain technology in real estate registration in 2017. In response to the global changes in education, the Emercoin blockchain system was created through which graduates of higher education institutions will be able to store their diplomas and officially certified certificates on a secure platform. The pilot project was created at first stage for Tbilisi University of Business and Technology. An innovative way of storing and sharing educational credentials eliminates the loopholes of old system and reduce the use of false-filled credentials. It also minimizes the problems that a graduate may face in obtaining various documents from an institution that has been already closed.
და ეხლა ვისაუბრებ იმ თემაზე, ალბათ რომელიც თითოეულ ჩვენთაგანს მსმენელს უკვე კარგად იქნება მათთვის ცნობილი, მაგრამ კიდევ ერთხელ მინდა რომ მოკლედ შევაჯამოთ რა უპირატესობა აქვს blockchain-ს.
And now we are going to talk about what everyone wants to know. What are exactly advantages of the blockchain?
მისი უპირატესობები განუსაზღვრელია, მაგრამ აქ ჩამოთვლილია რამდენიმე. დეცენტრალიზაცია blockchain-ის ერთ-ერთი ყველაზე მნიშვნელოვანი უპირატესობაა, რადგან რომ ის არის დეცენტრალიზირებული სისტემა, ეს ნიშნავს, რომ არ არსებობს ცენტრალური ორგანო ან შუამავალი, რომელიც აკონტროლებს ტრანზაქციას, რაც აძლიერებს უსაფრთხოებას და გამჭვირვალობას.
The advantages of blockchain is a lot, but there's a few of them. First one is decentralization. One of the most important advantages of the blockchain is that it is a decentralized system. This means that there is no central authority or intermediary to control transactions, which enhances security and transparency.
უსაფრთხოება blockchain-ი იყენებს კრიპტოგრაფიულ ალგორითმებს blockchain-ზე შენახული ტრანზაქციებისა და მონაცემების დასაცავად, მას შემდეგ, რაც მონაცემები ჩაიწერება blockchain-ზე, მათი შეცვლა შეუძლებელია, რაც უზრუნველყოფს მონაცემთა უცვლელობას და თავიდან აიცილებს თაღლითობას.
The second one is security. Blockchain uses cryptographic algorithms to protect transactions and data stored on the blockchain. Once data is recorded on the blockchain, it cannot be changed, ensuring data immutability and preventing fraud.
გამჭვირვალობა blockchain იძლევა გამჭვირვალე ტრანზაქციას, რათა ყველა მხარეს შეუძლია ნახოს და გადაამოწმოს blockchain-ზე არსებული მონაცემები. ეს ფუნქცია ხელს უწყობს დობას და ამცირებს შუამავლის საჭიროებას.
The third one is transparency. Blockchain enables transparent transactions because all parties can see and verify the date on the blockchain. This feature promotes trust and reduces the need for intermediaries.
ეფექტურობა blockchain ტრანზაქციები შეიძლება დამუშავდეს სწრაფად და ეფექტურად, რაც ამცირებს ტრადიციული ფინანსურ ტრანზაქციებთან დაკავშირებულ დროსა და ხარჯებს. ეკონომიკურად ეფექტურია, blockchain-ი გამორიცხავს შუამავლის საჭიროებას ტრანზაქციებში, რითაც ამცირებს ტრანზაქციის საკომისიოებსა და ხარჯებს.
And there is efficiently, which I think is one of the most important things that we need daily. And blockchain transactions can be processed quickly and efficiently, reducing the time and costs associated with traditional financial transactions. Cost-effective blockchain eliminates the need of intermediaries in transactions, thereby reducing transaction fees and costs.
საიმედოობა blockchain-ის ქსელი შექმნილია უაღრესად საიმედო და ელასტიური. ქსელის დეცენტრალიზებული ბუნება უზრუნველყოფს blockchain-ის შენახული მონაცემების ყოველთვის ხელმისაწვდომობას, თუნდაც ქსელი გაითიშოს და წარუმატებლობის შემთხვევაშიაც.
Reliability is always important, and blockchain networks are designed to be highly reliable and resilient. The decentralized nature of network ensures that data stored on the blockchain is always accessible, even in the event of network outage or failure.
და ვისაუბროთ, როგორ გამოიყენება blockchain-ი, აღარ შეგაწყეთ თავს და ამით დავასრულებ, როგორ გამოიყენება blockchain-ი განათლების სისტემაში. აკადემიური სერტიფიკატების უსაფრთხო შენახვა blockchain-ის შეუძლია უზრუნველყოს შეფერხების საწინააღმდეგო დეცენტრალიზირებული სისტემა აკადემიური სერტიფიკატების შესანახად და გადმოწერისთვის, როგორიცაა ხარისხები, დიპლომები, სერტიფიკატები. ამას შეიძლება შეამციროს თაღლითობის რისკი და გაუადვილოს სტუდენტს მოსწავლეს თავიანთი რწმუნებათა სიგელების გაზიარება დამსაქმებელთა, საგანმანათლებლო დაწესებულებებთან და სხვა ორგანიზაციებთან.
And the last thing that we're gonna say is how blockchain is used in educational system. Blockchain technology has several potential applications in the education system, including first, secure storage of academic credentials. Blockchain can provide a tamper-proof, decentralized system of storing and verifying academic credentials such as degrees, diplomas, and certificates. This can reduce the risk of fraud and make it easier for students to share their credentials with employees, education institutions, and other organizations.
უცვლელი ჩანაწერების შენახვა ბლოკჩეინის შეიძლება გამოყენებული იქნეს საგანმანათლებლო ტრანზაქციების უცვლელი ჩანაწერების შესანარჩუნებლად, როგორიც არის ჩარიცხვა, ქულები, კურსის დასრულება, ამას შეიძლება უზრუნველყოს უფრო მეტი გამჭვირვალობა და ანგარიშვალდებულება განათლების სისტემაში, ასევე გაადვილოს მოსწავლეთა პროგრესის თვალყურისდევნება და საგანმანათლებლო პროგრამების ეფექტურად შეფასება.
Immutable record keeping blockchain can be used to maintain an immutable record of educational transactions, such as enrollment grades and course completion. This can provide greater transparency and in the education system, as well as make it easier to track students' progress and evaluate the effectiveness of education programs, which is really important in my opinion.
მიკრორწმუნებათა სიგელი და ციფრული სამკედრო ნიშნებისთვის გამოიყენება ასევე განათლების სისტემაში. ბლოკჩეინს შესაძლებლობა აქვს მიკროსერტიფიკატებისა და ციფრული სამკედრო ნიშნების შექმნას და გადაამოწმოს, რომლებიც სულ უფრო პოპულარული ხდება განათლების სისტემაში. აი თქვენ ხედავთ ახლა სლაიდზეც ერთ-ერთი ესეთ ფაქტს, არის სწორედ სერტიფიკატები, რომელიც ბლოკჩეინის მიერ არის დამზადებული, როგორც კონკრეტული უნარებისა და კომპეტენციის ამოცნობისა და დადასტურების საშუალება. ის გამოიყენება ბლოკჩეინი განათლების სისტემაში.
In the slide, you can see all the certificates made by blockchain, which is really great, and micro credentials and digital badges. Blockchain can also create and verify microdentials and digital badges, which are becoming increasingly popular in the education system as a way to recognize and validate specific skills and competencies.
და გადახდის დამუშავება ბლოკჩეინის გამოყენება შესაძლებელია საგანმანათლებლო სისტემაში გადახდის უსაფრთხო და გამჭვირვალე დამუშავებისთვის, როგორც არის სწავლის საფასური და სხვა საგანმანათლებლო ხარჯები.
Learning management systems. Blockchain can improve the efficiency and security of learning management systems by, for example, providing a decentralized system for tracking student progress and enabling personalized learning pathways.
სწავლის მართვის სისტემა ბლოკჩეინი შეუძლია გაუმჯობესოს სწავლის მართვის სისტემის ეფექტურობა და უსაფრთხოება, მაგალითად დეცენტრალიზებული სისტემის უზრუნველყოფით სტუდენტების პროგრესის თვალყურისდევნებისთვის და პერსონალური სასწავლო გზების ჩათვლით.
The blocksearch system uses blockchain technology to provide secure tamper-proof records of students' achievement that can be shared with employees, educational institutes, and other organizations.
Blockchain სისტემა იყენებს ბლოკჩეინის ტექნოლოგიას, რათა უზრუნველყოს სტუდენტების მიღწევების უსაფრთხო ჩანაწერები, რომლებიც შეიძლება გაუზიარონ დასაქმებელს, საგანმანათლებლო დაწესებულებებს და სხვა ორგანიზაციებს.
The blocksearch systems works by creating a digital certificate that is stored on the blockchain. This certificate contains information about students' achievements, such as their name, the name of the institutions they studied in, the name of course they took, and the grade. The certificate also contains a unique identifier that links it to the students and institution that issued it. Once the certificate is created, it can be shared with anyone who needs to verify the student's credentials.
Blockchain სისტემა მოიცავს გადამოწმების ინსტრუმენტს, რომელიც საშუალებას აძლევს დამსაქმებელს, საგანმანათლებლო დაწესებულებებს და სხვა ორგანიზაციებს შეამოწმონ სერტიფიკატის ავთენტურობა ბლოკჩეინთან მიმართებაში მისი გადამოწმებით. ეს უზრუნველყოფს სტუდენტის რწმუნებათა სიგელის გადამოწმების უსაფრთხო და გაყალბების საშუალებას, რაც დაგეხმარება თაღლითობის შემცირებაში და განათლების სისტემის მთლიანად უზრუნველყოფაში.
The blocksearch system includes a verification tool that allows employees, educational institutions, and other organizations to verify the authority of a certificate by verifying it against the blockchain. This provides a secure and tamper-proof way to verify student status and helping to reduce fraud and ensure the identity of education systems.
და ვისაუბროთ არა მხოლოდ უმაღლეს სასწავლებლებში და მალე დავასრულებ ჩემს პრეზენტაციას, იმედი მაქვს, რომ აქამდე საინტერესო იყო. რა დადებითი შედეგები შეიძლება მოყვეს ბლოკჩეინის გამოყენება სკოლის მოსწავლეთა სოციალიზაციისთვის. ბლოკჩეინის ტექნოლოგიის გამოყენებას განათლებაში შეიძლება ჰქონდეს, როგორც უკვე აღვნიშნეთ, რამდენიმე დადებითი შედეგი სკოლის მოსწავლეების სოციალიზაციაში. აქ არის რამდენიმე მაგალითი. ხელს უწყობს თანამშრომლობას. ბლოკჩეინი დაფუძნებულია პლატფორმებს შეუძლიათ ხელი შეუწყონ თანატოლთა სწავლებას და ჯგუფურ პროექტებს, რაც დაეხმარება სტუდენტებს მოსწავლეებს თანამშრომლობის უნარების განვითარებაში და გუნდურ ეფექტურად მუშაობაში.
What positive results can the use of blockchain in the socialization of school students have? The use of blockchain technology in education can have several positive results in the socialization of school students. Here are some examples. First, facilitates collaboration. Blockchain-based platforms can facilitate peer-to-peer learning and group projects, helping students develop collaborative skills and work efficiently as a team.
Სრდის გამჭირვალობას ბლოკჩეინზე დაფუძნებულ სისტემებს შეუძლიათ უზრუნველყოს სტუდენტების მიღწევების პროგრესის გამჭირვალე ჩანაწერი, რაც დაეხმარება სტუდენტებს, მოსწავლეებს და მასწავლებლებს გამოავლინონ გაუმჯობესების სფეროები და ერთად იმუშაონ აკადემიური წარმატების მისაღწევად.
Increases transparency. Blockchain-based systems can provide a transparent record of student achievement and progress, helping students and teachers identify areas for improvement and work together to achieve academic success.
ხელს უწყობს სამართლიანობას და თანასწორობას. ბლოკჩეინზე დაფუძნებული სისტემებს შეუძლიათ უზრუნველყონ, რომ ყველა სტუდენტს მოეპყრან სამართლიანად და თანასწორად, მიუხედავად მათი წარმოშობისა და გარემოებებისა. მაგალითად, ბლოკჩეინზე დაფუძნებული პლატფორმები შეიძლება გამოყენებული იქნეს სტუდენტების დასწრების თვალყურის დევნებისთვის, რაც დაეხმარება სტუდენტებს იდენტიფიცირებას, რომლებიც შეიძლება ჩამორჩენის რისკის ქვეშ აღმოჩნდნენ და უზრუნველყონ მიზობრივი მხარდაჭერა.
Promotes fairness and equality. Blockchain-based systems can ensure that all the students are treated fairly and equally, regardless of their background and circumstances. For example, blockchain-based platforms can be used to track students' attendance, which can help identify students who may be at risk of falling behind and provide targeted support.
აძლიერებს უსაფრთხოებას და კონფიდენციალობას. ბლოკჩეინის ტექნოლოგია შექმნილია იმისათვის, რომ იყოს უსაფრთხო და ხელშემშლელი დეზინფორმაციის, რაც დაგეხმარება დაიცვათ სტუდენტებისა და მოსწავლეების, მასწავლებლების გზნობიარე პირადი ინფორმაცია. ეს ხელს შეუწყობს განათლების სისტემისათვის დობის ჩამოყალიბებას, რაც აუცილებელია ჯანსაღი სოციალიზაციისათვის.
Provides opportunities for innovation. Blockchain technology is a new and rapidly developing field, and its use in education can provide opportunities for innovation and experimentation. This will help create a dynamic and engaging learning environment that encourages creativity and critical thinking.
და არის თუ არა ისეთი შემთხვევები, რომ ბლოკჩეინმა შესაძლებელია თუ არა ზიანი მიაყენოს ჩვენს მოსწავლეებს და აღზრდელებს. თავად ბლოკჩეინის ტექნოლოგია არის ნეიტრალური ინსტრუმენტი და არ აქვს უნარი ზიანი მიაყენოს სკოლის მოსწავლეებს სოციალიზაციისათვის, თუმცა მისი გამოყენებისა და განხორციელების გზებმა შესაძლოა გავლენა მოახდინოს სოციალიზაციაზე უარყოფითად.
We said that there's a lot of advantages of blockchain, but is there harm that blockchain can do to society? What harm can blockchain do to socialization of school children? Blockchain technology itself is a natural tool and has no ability to harm the socialization of school children. However, the ways in which it is used and the emplacement may affect socialization. One potential negative impact could be if blockchain technology is used to create digital identity for school students linked to their academic and behavior records. This can lead to emphasis on performance metrics, which can negatively impact children's sense of self-worth socialization.
ერთი პოტენციური მას არ შეუძლია შექმნას მეთვალყურეობისა და დაკვირვების კულტურა, რამაც შეიძლება გამოიწვიოს დობის ნაკლებობა და სოციალური კავშირების გაფუჭება. კიდევ ერთი პოტენციური პრობლემა შეიძლება იყოს ბლოკჩეინის ტექნოლოგია გამოყენებული იქნეს მიკროსერტიფიკატების ან ფეჭების სისტემის შესაქმნელად კონკრეტული უნარებისა და მიღწევებისათვის, მიუხედავად იმისა, რომ ეს შეიძლება იყოს ინდივიდუალური მიღწევების წახალისებისა და აღიარების პოზიტიური გზა, მას ასევე შეუძლია შექმნას კონკრეტული კულტურა, რომელიც ზეწოლას ახდენს ბავშვებზე, რათა მუდმივად მიაღწიონ და აჯობონ სხვებს, თანატოლებს, ამან შეიძლება გამოიწვიოს თანამშრომლობის ნაკლებობა, რაც სოციალიზაციის მნიშვნელოვანი ასპექტია.
Overall, it is important to carefully consider the potential impact of any technology on children's socialization and well-being. While blockchain technology has many potentials, it is important to implement it in a way that supports a healthy socialization and promotes positive and social relationships in people.
და რა იქნება ბლოკჩეინის სამომავლო მიღწევები? ბლოკჩეინის მომავალი მრავალრიცხოვანი და პერსპექტიულია, აქ არის რამდენიმე პოტენციური განვითარება, რაც შეიძლება შექმნას ბლოკჩეინმა მომავალში. მასშტაბურობა, ბლოკჩეინის ერთ-ერთი ყველაზე დიდი გამოწვევა არის მასშტაბურობა, როდესაც ბლოკჩეინის ქსელი იზრდება და უფრო მეტი მომხმარებელი უერთდება ქსელს, ტრანზაქციის დამუშავების სიჩქარე, ასევე ტექნოლოგიის მიღწევები, როგორც არის თქვა სხვადასხვა აპლიკაციები, ურთიერთთანამშრომლობა ბლოკჩეინის მეშვეობით შესაძლებელია კიდევ უფრო გაფართოვდეს, რადგან არსებობს მრავალი განსხვავებული ბლოკჩეინის პლატფორმა, მათ შორის თავსებადობის მიღწევა გადამწყვეტი იქნება მონაცემთა უწყვეტი გაზიარებისათვის და ტრანზაქციებისთვის, კონფიდენციალობა, მიუხედავად იმისა, რომ ბლოკჩეინის ტრანზაქციები არსებითად უსაფრთხოა, ისინი ასე გამჭვირვალეა და არ ართულებს მომხმარებლის კონფიდენციალობის დაცვას, პირიქით აუმჯობესებს მას მდგრადობა, ბლოკჩეინის ქსელი გასაძლიერებლად საჭიროა ენერგიის მოხმარება, მნიშვნელოვანი შეფოთება, განსაკუთრებით როდესაც ქსელი იზრდება და ტოკენიზაცია, ბლოკჩეინის ტექნოლოგია იძლევა აქტივების ტოკენიზაციის საშუალებაც, რაც ნიშნავს, რომ აქტივობები შეიძლება იყოს წარმოდგენილი როგორც ციფრული ტოკენების ბლოკჩეინზე, ეს ხდის ახალ შესაძლებლობას, ახალ აქტივობებს კლასების შესაქმნელად, როგორც არის ტოკენიზირებული უძრავი ქონება ან ხელოვნება. ხელოვნური ინტელექტის ინტეგრაცია, ხელოვნური ინტელექტისა და ბლოკჩეინის ტექნოლოგიის ინტეგრაციამ შეიძლება გამოიწვიოს ახალი ინტელექტუალური დეცენტრალიზებული აპლიკაციების შექმნა.
What will be the future advancements of blockchain? The future advancements of blockchain are numerous and promising. Here are some potential developments that could shape the future of blockchain. First, scalability. One of the biggest challenges of blockchain is scalability. As blockchain networks grow and more users join network, transaction processing speeds can slow down. Advances in technology such as sharding and sidechains can help solve this problem and allow blockchain to scale and support mass adoption. Third, interoperability. As there are many different blockchain platforms, achieving interoperability between them will be critical and facilitate seamless data shares and transactions across different networks. Several initiatives are underway to develop interoperability protocols and technologies. Fourth, privacy. While being blockchain transactions are inherently secure, there are also transparent, making it difficult to protect user privacy.
უხმესი მადლობა ყურადღებისათვის. იმედი მაქვს, რომ დიდი დრო ძალიან არ წავიღე და არ შეგაწყვინეთ და საინტერესო იყო პრეზენტაციის შინაარსი თქვენთვის. უხმესი მადლობა.
Thank you so much for allowing us to share our opinions, and I hope it wasn't so boring.
Thank you.
Thank you. I hope we will see you next time.
Yes, we like this message. I hope we will have the opportunity to meet again. Yes, this was today. Please, okay, now the camera is great. It wasn't when you presented, but it's okay. Now we see two beautiful ladies and very smart ladies giving us so great on the topic, the benefits, the harms of digital technologies, blockchain, and how to help children develop social skills. Great Thea's niece. I want a big clap for this wonderful presentation and speech. Our audience, listen, Georgia has a big support. Thea, you have a support. And yes, here, you see here on the Zoom with us is our great IIU head of the Europe, Dr. Inga Karchilava. Georgia, rock, Georgia, always rock. And we want to thank to all the audience who are with us, great educators. Thea, you are amazing. As I said, the language wasn't a barrier, no barrier. Your niece was amazing, and also you speak so quickly. So Nada was trying to listen, and great. Thank you. A great start of the day two of the blockchain technology summit, and yes, of course. First time, and you will have an opportunity to be with us again because
Yes, I
IIU
hope
is
so.
a virtual university. We need digital experts, and we need. So you see, we are learning about the blockchain. Thank you so much.
Thank you, dear Nada, for this opportunity. Congratulations, Taya. You are so welcome. And dear Nada, this translator, she's student. I'm so
I
proud.
know. Yes.
Yes.
She's a
Thank you
great
so much.
student. I
Great.
say
Great.
she's amazing. She
Happy
knows
Natasha.
excellent English. Bravo.
Thank you so much. Great.
Thank you
Thank
so
you very
much.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Professor Karudin, what you say? Will we move little to America? What you say?
Yeah, okay. I'm okay.
Okay.
Georgia, we move to America.
Yes, we are moving from Georgia to Peru.
Oh, to Peru. Okay.
Yes, we have here with us a dean of the Faculty of Law, Wisdom University, Nigeria, honorary doctorate in international law from the University of the Wisdom, Nigeria, legal consultant, lawyer by the Catholic University of Santa Maria Arequipa, doctorate in law from Frederico, author, co-author, director, co-director, and he has written so many books and constitutional criminal law in 15 countries. He's co-director of the criminal codes. We need to take care about him because you see, he's doing with the criminals. So cybersecurity, I think that one is his task. And I want to say that I didn't say that. He's a president of the Interdisciplinary School of Fundamental Rights in Peru. So, welcome and amazing Jorge Isaac Torres Maricu from Peru. Welcome, doctor. Welcome. Appreciate it, doctor.
I am pleased to greet you, appreciate doctor. I am at the outset. I would like to thank most warmly the International Internship University and the distinguished Dr. Nada Radkovic. In this opportunity, we talk about the blockchain and fundamental rights. Blockchain technology makes it possible to shape the continent, to house the common law for all peoples, to model a superior type of a smart contract for this new ecosystem that has been born, is growing exponentially day by day. Then we talk about a brief overview of blockchain operation. The functionality of this technology is usually explained by taking into account the characteristics of the prototypical blockchain network, public and non-permissioned in nature, which can be summarized as follows. Principles of distribution and decentralization. The public network without permissions can be described distribute ledger, which implies that the nodes or servers that comprise it have authentic copy of the all transactions incorporated into without. Therefore, there being a central authority in charge of the custody, maintenance, and update ideality. This would make possible is the disintermediation of entire sectors of activity such as banking, for example. The real implications of these principles, however, are debatable and dispute, given that given that not all blockchain networks tend to place all participants on an equal footing, and then even on public networks without permissions, there are agents in charge of drawing of the operation coding, which means, as has been expressed stated, that blockchain does not facilitate full disintermediation, but rather creates new categories or intermediaries. Asymmetric encryption and cryptography. Blockchain networks are characterized by the use of asymmetric cryptography based on a system of double case public and private, which allows the exchange of message of information between the users involved in the corresponding transactions with a high level of security, while at the same time making it possible the autonomous management of digital identity, and it used that as heart of the proposal presented by the European Commission of the 3 Jan 2021 or two reform regulations, United States of America, of the European Parliament and the Council, the 23 July 2014 on electronic identifications, a trust service for electronic transactions in the internal market. Then we talk about the use of consensus mechanisms. Blockchain works of the basics of the algorithmic consensus of the nodes, which are attribute the function or validating of the transactions that are integrated into the blockchain through the mechanism defined in advance in the network itself, which among other things articulates to the form or remuneration of this work. The best known mechanisms are proof of work use in the Bitcoin network, and works very high environmental impact, a consequence of the prioritization of the remuneration of nodes whose computer equipment has a greater computation capacity, has led to doubts about the substance and even to the purpose to paying and within the European institutions. And proof of state the basis of operation, the Ethereum network, where environmental impact has significantly lower, although it does have disadvantage insofar as it determines the priority of the nodes of the whole, the largest volume of the crypto sits uses in the correspondent networks, which mean encourage the consolidation of monopolistic practices notorious distance for the equalitarian ideology underlying blockchain technology. Then we talk about the difficulty of introducing modifications of the blockchain. As the result, the rectification of a transaction that has already been validated with, once again, requires the consensus of their nodes, which respect not only to the transaction specialty effect, but to all those that have been incorporated successively, which gives a high degree of security to traffic on the blockchain network. This characteristics, however, is usually identified with the absolute immutability of the network, a quality that is far from being predictable, even for non-permissioned public networks, as evidenced by the hard fork for the Ethereum network in 2016, which led to the splitting of a large group of servers, which continued their activity independently. Then we talk about the challenge and possible approach to be taken from a regulatory perspective. The design of the legal discipline applicable the blockchain technology face significant change due to its own characteristics. First, we have mutability of the technology, a consequence of this relative immaturity and constant advancement. This determines to permit variation of the objection of the regulation, but can be seen at the same time as an opportunity to orientate the development of blockchains toward the satisfaction of the general interest for an early stage. Second, we have to talk on the supranationality of the phenomenon, the possibility of nodes, the users being located anywhere in the world poses problems from the perspective of subjective their activity to a specific institutional system, since it encourages things to flee to the most permissive jurisdictions. However, this is a difficulty that has already arisen with the rise of the internet. We have 2 decades ago, and which can to solve less partiality through the adoption of regulatory strategies or equality, supranational scope, the promotion of regular self-regulation, and the correct selection of connection points, giving priority to limiting the activity of the final recipients of blockchain technology application, whose real capacity for deslocalization would be significantly lower. Then we have to talk about the criminal uses, the consequences of the above is various institutions have pointed out to encourage the development of certain illegal activities in blockchain networks. To cite one, the most recent expressing the fears, the advice of the consequences of the sanctions imposed in the oligarchs who supports the Russian invasion of Ukraine. They throw their retributions in the form of the crypto concurrence. This aspect also ties in with the cyberpunk threat formulated into the heat to the emergence and the consolidation of the internet in the late years. The difficulty of the blockchain technology is existing regulatory system, crypto assets, and more generality, the functionality of blockchain networks pose specific problems from the perspective of the application of traditional legal categories. In this regard, among other aspects, we can cite the questions of the nature of crypto concurrence for tax purpose of the difficulties in the application of some of the guarantees to make up the right to the protection of personal data. In order to meet the challenge, summaries about the specialist doctrine has careful analysis the various regulatory alternatives available to both national and supranational authorities, which can be summarized as follows. We have prohibiting tunings as can as easily intuit to this approach implies the adoption of a restrictive police in relation to a specific case for use, either with a view to permanence or a principle of morality, as in the Spanish case with the sixth additional provision, which prohibits to use of identification and signature system basis of distributed registration technologies, as long as they are not subject to a specific regulation, but by the state within the framework of European Union law. Second, abstentionism. This involves deliberate, ignoring the phenomenon, adopting a passive attitude in the face of the challenge it poses, the entrusting everything to the application of the current regulatory framework with exclusive adaptation of the same by means of interpretation wherever possible. Continuation, we have talked, wait and see. Involves adopting a caution appropriate approach to the phenomenon, postpone to the introduction of modification to the current legal system by simultaneously consulting with the main medical operation and or studying the progress made in other jurisdictions. Continuation, we have the talk that regulate self-regulation. In extreme synthesis, this technique consists of the determination by the public authorities of the minimum standards to be observed to provide operations when setting their own rules of conduct as condition for the recognition of their public legal effectiveness. Contrary to what one might think from a first approach, this option allows a great degree of public intervention in many of the sector effects, as argued in details, whose thesis about the MERS Tacumela it's an indisputable reference of the subject and is not in line with the regulatory requirements of blockchain technology. A continuation, we talk about the regulatory boxes, also known as control test space. They consist of the regulatory or the temporary application of a more flexible but controlled regimen to activities subjected to authorization in order to encourage experimentation and technological progress is specific sectors. Their regulation centered in the Spanish case on the digitalization of the financial system is contained in law. Course first final provision provides for taking into consideration the developed and results of the test with a view, among other objectives, to simplify to respective regimens. Finally, blockchain, the right to be forgotten and fundamental rights. One of the strengths of the blockchain is the immutability and inalterability. As one's data, as added to the change, it cannot be deleted. Therefore, although the new data protection regulation has not yet come into force, we can already see how the blockchain could be in legal limbo. Lately, some experts have been concerned about the idea that blockchain may clash with the right to forgotten, thus right to be forgotten is essentially about the possibility of requesting the deletion of personal data for the media contain the individual's own wishes. And the fact is that the violation of the right to the forgotten means, in turn, the undermining of the fundamental right to free develop of the personality of the person concerned. This is because of limits their right to live a life free from limitations, singled out for stigmatizations, which incidentally leads to the infringement to additional rights, such as the right to work, to non-discrimination, to honor, to good reputation, among others. Finally, in order to delete data in a blockchain and therefore exercise the legal established right to be forgotten, could be to create a new distributed accounting system that establishes right that allows editing by designing administrators. In addition, the consultants firm has also pointed out that in identity systems, there are risks of harm to users as false data could not be correct. Thank you very much for your attention.
Wow. A big reaction and clap for our great Dr. Jorge from Peru. An amazing topic on the blockchain and human rights. What will I say on this? I will say this. How will blockchain technology make the legal sector more accessible? We listen our lawyer. Who was leveraging the blockchain technology. He's going to streamline the simplify of the transactional work using smart contracts. He gave us today the answers. How will blockchain technology make the legal sector more transparent, even touching touching the world, the human rights? How can this industry of crypto values, bitcoins, and everything be more legal? We see great Professor Jorge behind your shoulder. We see so many books, so many books. The lawyers have so many books reading, giving us the acts. So in this option yesterday we also had listen about legal things, about the rules, what will happen. Now today we make predictions. You make a few predictions in the 2 decades what will happen. So it was really great. Thank you for being with us. Appreciated Dr. Jorge from Peru. We are really honored to have lawyers, and we need the lawyers because who knows what will happen with us in the education. So they are controlling us. They are giving us so many new things. We need to monitor that. Thank you. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you very much.
Let's now move. We have an amazing personality. We have also great, I can say, educator. Our Prof. Kerudin Submarine FCILT. He's coming from Malaysia. Today, Georgia, Peru, Malaysia. We are all around the globe. We are making a tourist tour, an education tour around the globe. Our great Professor Kerudin has more than 4 decades of exposure and experience as captains of multivarious industries. Now, He's a lifetime associate in Oxford Center for Leadership Asia Pacific, and he's adjunct professor at Asia Metropolitan University. He's adjunct professor at Taylor's Legacy University, in Industry Advisor Emeritus University, and list of other outcomes. And yes, Professor Nada, Dr. Snikta, IIU, don't give him to sleep. He said, Nada, I need to write a book. I need to make some reviews. But I said, Professor, who will make better and explain us the topic? Blockchain technology, a promising oasis of treacherous mirage. You see what he's today talking, a promising oasis of a treacherous mirage. Welcome, dear Professor Khairuddin. Enlighten us.
Thank you, Prof. Nada. After listening to Tia just now, she was sharing to us the promising oasis of blockchain technology. And after listening to Professor Jorge Torres, he is telling us now the what do you call treacherous mirage that we are going to be trading, from the legal standpoint. So what I am going to do in the next 25 minutes or so, I will share the topic. I will take, as usual, a very eclectic approach, and I will look at the macro and a little bit micro. But I will not, I will try to avoid talking like a techie. I'm not an IT expert, but I will look at it in a more, policy and global and more of a economic, rather business approach, and to see what has been happening since its introduction, and then what is happening. And I will share with you some of the things that I've read. So I will look at what IBM's view of blockchain technology, and I will share with you what McKinsey, all the great consultants of the world, and then PwC, and also a few other articles, writers, and also the Harvard Business Review. So please allow me, to share my slide.
You can, Professor, you can.
Yeah, all right. Can you see my slide now?
Yes, great.
All right. Okay, that's my usual slides. Little bit of publicity of where I am, what I do. Okay, let's move on. Okay, without wasting any more time. Okay, what is blockchain technology? So we will be exploring quickly in a not so technical language the uses of this much hype technology. That's why I chose the topic a promising oasis or a treacherous mirage, because in fact, I wanted to use a hype. Is it this technology, this blockchain technology, is it a hype or is it a reality? So it's a balance of both. Okay, let me move on. Okay, who created blockchain? Tia has already mentioned just now. Yes, Satoshi Nakamoto. Sounds Japanese. Blockchain technology has the potential to grow to be a bedrock of worldwide record-keeping system, but was launched just over 10 years ago. It was created by the unknown person behind the online cash currency Bitcoin. Okay, this is very important. Bitcoin, which I will talk about it later on as we go along, under the pseudonym of Satoshi Nakamoto. So I'm trying to speak to sound a bit like Japanese. Okay, now, essentially, again, there's the three components of the blockchain technology. Decentralized, what do you mean? Control power is not held by a single entity. Instead, it is distributed among multiple participants. Even if one node is corrupted, fails, the network repairs itself. Okay, that's the one. The other one is peer-to-peer. Direct peer-to-peer transaction of data or finance. Decentralized nature of blockchain instills trust in the process, such as the two unknown parties can directly interact, transact with each other, already mentioned by Tia. Okay, distributed. Data is distributed among the nodes, computers, or hard drive. Even if one node is tampered, the data does not get compromised. So that's what the techies tell us, okay, about this technology. Okay, what is blockchain? Explain for beginners. Okay, now blockchain is a system of recording information in a way that makes it difficult or impossible to change, hack, or cheat the system. A blockchain is essentially a digital ledger, okay? Just like that, you know, when you do your accounting, you have a ledger where you keep all your data and transaction, yeah? That is duplicated. A digital ledger of transaction that is duplicated and distributed across the entire network of computer systems on the blockchain, okay? That platform. Okay, so the properties of the distributed ledger technology, programmable. Blockchain is programmable, smart contract, already mentioned by both the earlier speakers. Secure, all records are individually encrypted. Anonymous, identity of participant is either anonymous or pseudonymous. And this is a concern also raised by our great Professor Jorge, just now, okay, the human rights thing and the legal issues. Unanimous, all networks participants agree to the validity of each of the records. Timestamp, transaction timestamp is recorded on a block. Any validated, let me move this. Any validated records are irreversible and cannot be changed. All network participants have a copy of the ledger for complete transparency, also mentioned again by both the earlier speaker. Okay, now again, that's it. That's the bigger slide of what I was just talking about. Okay, let's move on. Okay, now I took this from Web's innovation, okay, and it was written by Jeff Butter, Forbes Technology Council on and quite recent, okay, January 17, 2023. Okay, and he is a CTO, Chief Technology Officer of Solutions at Rackspace Technology. Jeff is fanatical about helping people and companies see more success with technology. So he wrote about beefing up blockchain. Why is it more than just the tech behind digital assets? Okay, now, blockchain is seemingly everywhere these days, from new cryptocurrencies to its potential users in the transfer of information across countless industries. Blockchain is gaining traction, making it essential for business leaders, industries, and regulators to gain a better understanding of the technology and its promising application. You see, it's promising. That's why I say, is it a promising oasis? So it looks that the techies are telling you that it is promising. It's going to change the world. And while blockchain has yet to achieve the kind of mainstream adoption some predicted years ago, it does have the, that's why I put it in orange, potential to drive major digital transformational changes and create new opportunities all across the business landscape, okay, from banking and finance to infrastructure and healthcare. So it is a promising oasis. Let's move on. In the simplest term, blockchain is described by one author as a distributed ledger that records transactions chronologically and publicly. Its database is not stored in any single location. Instead, it is shared across a network. This allows for a high degree of control of information and transaction of transparency. So this, I would imagine, would also be of importance to Professor Jorge Torres as he talks about the human right, you know, the legal issue of it. Unfortunately, there has been so much overheated rhetoric on all sides of the blockchain debate. So today, I am going to give the different side, different views, some pro, some against, and some of the scams in Bitcoin, which I will mention towards the last part of my presentation. From its proponents positioning it as the solution to all of the world's ills, to detractors denigrating it due to its association with unsavory crypto scammers, that it has become an increasingly difficult to separate fact from fiction. Web searches about blockchain come back more often than not with terms such as crypto, Bitcoin, ledgers, and tokens, forcing neophytes to throw their hands up, racing down a rabbit hole of even more confusion. Okay, now this is interesting. See, even in Los Angeles, the Los Angeles-based digital media consulting company Vorhaus Advisors surveyed more than 2,000 consumers that showed only 1 in 4, that is 25%, of adults in the US have any idea what blockchain is. My God. The same study also revealed 2 in 3, that is 62%, okay, stated that blockchain is the same as cryptocurrency. And 48% said that blockchain is the same as Bitcoin. Hey, hello. I'll come to that later on, okay? The difference between Bitcoin and blockchain. So some say that Bitcoin is blockchain and blockchain is Bitcoin. No, all right? Now, since blockchain is typically still viewed only in the context of digital assets, people don't understand how it can be implemented or what it does. This has created a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt around its application. This extends to all areas of industry and government where we find this impacting not only business, but policy, okay? In a very real sense, digital assets have obfuscated the understanding of what blockchain technology is, how it works, and what it's good for. The reality is that blockchain technology has the potential to radically change how businesses and individuals transfer goods and information, and some of that transformation is already taking place under our noses. Any industry in which transactions require a permanent record and trust from several parties can potentially benefit from blockchain. Moreover, it can significantly streamline paper-intensive industries that require an accounting ledger. So all this has already been mentioned by our two speakers earlier on. All right, let me move on. The truth about blockchain. Okay, this one I took from the Harvard Business Review, and that was from January-February 2017 issue, written by Marco Lanciti and Karim Lakhani. Okay, the summary of that HBR article. Okay, number one, contracts and transactions and records of them provide critical structure in our economic system, but they haven't kept up with the world's digital transformation. They're like, I like it, that's why I put it in yellow. They're like rush hour gridlock trapping a Formula One race car. Formula One race car is very fast. Suddenly they come to a gridlock, it's a rush hour, all the cars are around, they can't move. That's exactly how to describe what is happening to blockchain technology now. Now, blockchain promises to solve this problem, the technology behind Bitcoin. Okay, so now you know that blockchain is the technology behind Bitcoin. Blockchain is an open distributed ledger that records transactions safely, permanently, and very efficiently. For instance, while the transfer of a share of a stock can now take up a week, with blockchain, it could happen in seconds. Blockchain could slash the cost of transactions and eliminate intermediaries like lawyers and bankers. We saw a lawyer speaking just now, okay? And that could transform the economy. But like the adoption of more internet technologies, blockchain's adoption will require broad coordination and will take years. That's what Harvard Business Review's article was talking about blockchain. Let me move on. So what is blockchain? Now I will come and share. I'll move on to McKinsey. This was in December 5, 2022 when I Googled, and this is what I picked up. What McKinsey's, this is the global consulting company. What is their views about blockchain? Blockchain is a secure database shared across a network of participants where up-to-date information is available to all participants at the same time. Okay, we saw that already. Blockchain is one of the major tech stories of the past decade. Everyone seems to be talking about it. But beneath the surface chatter, there's not always a clear understanding of what blockchain is or how it works. Despite its reputation for impenetrability, okay, the basic idea behind blockchain is pretty simple, and it has a major potential to change industries from the bottom up. So it is still a promising oasis. Let me move on. Okay, I won't read through all the detail. Blockchain has 3 central attributes. First, okay, blockchain database must be cryptographically secure. That means in order to access our data on the database, you need 2 cryptographic keys, a public key, which is basically the address in the database, and the private key, which is a personal key that must be authenticated by the network. And number 2, okay, the second next attribute is a blockchain is a digital log or database of transaction, meaning it happens fully online. And the third attribute, finally, a blockchain is a database that is shared across a public or private network. One of the most well-known public blockchain network is the Bitcoin blockchain. Anyone can open a Bitcoin wallet or become a node on the network. Other blockchains may be private networks. These are more applicable to banking and fintechs, where people need to know exactly who is participating, who has access to the data, and who has a private key to the database. Other types of blockchains include consortium blockchains and hybrid blockchains, both of which combine different effects of public and private blockchains. Now, research from McKinsey Technology Council suggests that by 2027, now it's 2023, another 4 years, up to 10% of global GDP could be associated with blockchain-enabled transactions, okay? But in the world of blockchain, what is real and what is just hype? Even McKinsey is asking that. And how can companies use blockchain to increase efficiency and create value? They are even asking the same question. Let's move on. Okay. How does it work? Okay, a deeper, I won't go into the detail. Okay, theoretically, illustrate about imagine someone is looking to buy a coin. Okay, here's a theoretical example to help illustrate how blockchain works. Okay, imagine that someone is looking to buy a concert ticket on the resale market. This person has been scammed before by someone selling a fake ticket. So she decided to try one of the blockchain-enabled decentralized ticket exchange websites that have been created in the past few years. On these sites, every ticket is assigned a unique, immutable, and verifiable identity that is tied to a real person. Before the concert goer purchases her ticket, the majority of the nodes on the network validate the seller's credential. ensuring that the ticket is in fact real. She buys a ticket and enjoys the concert. So that's an example of how blockchain should, theoretically work. Okay. What is proof of work and how it's different from proof of stake? So I won't go into the detail. Both our speakers have already mentioned about it. Okay, you have Ethereum here again, like Bitcoin, open source cryptocurrency network. Okay, address the concept. I won't go into this detail. All right, you can read that later. Okay, how can business benefit from blockchain? Again, I won't go into the detail. Okay, reduce risk, lower compliance costs. Okay, banks rely on know your customer or KYC. Okay, processes to bring customers on board and retain them. But many existing know your customer processes are outdated and drive costs out as much as 500 million per year per bank. A new DLT or distributed ledger, system might require once per customer KYC verification. KYC is know your customer. Okay, driving efficiency gains, cost reduction, and improved transparency and customer experience. Cost-efficient transaction, automated, secure contract fulfillment. So I won't read the details to you, right? Okay, how are blockchain, cryptocurrency, and decentralized finance connected? Blockchain enables buyers and sellers to trade cryptocurrencies online without the need for banks or other intermediaries. Okay, and examples of other blockchain users. Okay, with blockchain, companies can create an indelible audit trail through a sequential and indefinite recordings of transactions. This allows for systems that keep static record of land titles, for example, or dynamic records such as the exchange of assets. Blockchain allows companies to track transaction down to its current status, enables companies to determine exactly where the data originated and where it was delivered, which helps to prevent data breaches. Blockchain supports smart contracts, which are programs that trigger, okay, we know all this already. All right, let me move on. What are some concerns around the future of blockchain? While blockchain may be a potential game changer, there are doubts emerging about its true business value. One major concern is that for all the idea stage use cases, hyperbolic headlines, and billions of dollars of investment, there remain very few practical, scalable use cases of blockchain. Okay. One reason for this is the emergence of competing technologies. I didn't say this, okay? This is from McKinsey. In the payment space, for example, blockchain isn't the only fintech disrupting the value chain. 60% of the nearly 12 billion invested in the US fintechs in 2021 was focused on payments and lending. Given how complicated blockchain solutions can be, and the fact that simple solutions are frequently the best, blockchain may not always be the answer to payment challenges. Now, looking ahead, some believe the value of blockchain lies in applications that democratize data, enable collaboration, and solve specific pain points. McKinsey research shows that these specific use cases are where blockchain holds the most potential rather than those in financial services. Let's move on. Okay, now, how might blockchain evolve over time? So I put there, is this a promising oasis? Okay. Now, in the next 5 years, McKinsey estimate that there will be two primary development horizons for blockchain. Number one, the growth of blockchain as a service, BaaS, blockchain as a service. BaaS is a cloud-based service that builds digital products for DLT and blockchain environments without any setup requirements for infrastructure. This is currently being led by big tech companies. Then the next one, okay, interoperability across blockchain networks and outside systems. Increased interoperability will mean that disparate blockchain networks and external systems will be able to view, access, and share one another's data while maintaining integrity. Okay, hardware standardization and scalable consensus algorithms will enable cross-network use cases, such as the Internet of Things on blockchain infrastructure. These trends will be enabled partly because of increased pressure from regulators and consumers demanding greater supply chain transparency, and partly because of economic uncertainty as consumers seek out independent, centrally regulated systems. And large corporations launching successful pilots will build confidence for consumers and other organizations. Now, the potential growth could be inhibited. Okay, again, you see there's two ways to look at it. One is the growth, the other one is this growth could be inhibited or stopped by a few factors. For one, several well-known applications have inherently limited scalability, including energy or infrastructure requirements. Further, uncertainty about regulatory or governance developments could keep consumers shy. For instance, if there is a lack of clarity on who will enforce smart contracts. Okay. And finally, the unresolved threats of cyber attacks remain a fear for potential blockchain users. scam, cyber attacks. Okay, so this is what McKinsey views. Okay, the evolution over time of blockchain technology. Okay, what do NFTs have to do with blockchain? Okay, non-fungible token, I've introduced now another word, NFTs, okay, are minted on smart contract blockchains such as Ethereum and Solana. This is also again like Bitcoin, okay. NFTs represent unique assets that can't be replicated. That's the non-fungible part and can't be exchanged on a one-to-one basis. These assets include anything from a Picasso painting to a digital lolcat meme. Because NFTs are built on top of blockchains, their unique identities and ownership can be verified through the ledger. With some NFTs, the owner receives a royalty every time the NFT is traded. Okay. Now, the NFT market is extremely volatile. Now, in 2021, one NFT created by the digital artist Mike Winkelmann, also known as Beeple, was sold at Christie's for 69.3 million. But NFT sales have shrunk dramatically since summer 2022. So you see the risk there. Now, a treacherous mirage. Okay, how secure is blockchain? Blockchain has been called a truth machine, while it does eliminate many of the issues that arose in Web 2.0, such as piracy and scamming. It's not the be-all and end-all for digital security. The technology itself is essentially foolproof, but ultimately, it is only as noble. I repeat, it is only as but ultimately it is only as noble as the people using it and as good as the data they are adding to it. So again, at the end of it, it's a people. If the people is a group, no matter how good it is, they will find ways, to propagate their evil intentions. A motivated group of hackers could leverage blockchain's algorithm to their advantage by taking control of more than half of the nodes on the network. With this simple majority, the hackers have consensus and thus the power to verify fraudulent transactions. So you see, interesting, isn't it? In 2022, hackers did exactly that, stealing more than 600 million from the gaming-centered blockchain platform Ronin Network. This challenge, in addition to the obstacles regarding scalability and standardization, will need to be addressed, right? But there is still significant potential for blockchain. So it is, while it's a treacherous mirage, it has also a promising oasis. Okay, there is still significant potential for blockchain, both for business and society. That's from McKinsey. Let me move on. Okay. Let's look at three. Let's look more closely at three real-world blockchain use cases that really drive home how adaptable. Okay, the word is key, ubiquitous and transformative it can be. We're talking about blockchain technology. Okay, the first one, in finance and banking. No industry has been the subject of more blockchain hype than finance and banking, and with good reason. It's an industry wholly driven by transaction. To use just one example, think of the traditional paper-driven function, such as letters of guarantee, documents issued by the bank, and ensure the suppliers get paid for the goods or service they provide in the event the payer can't pay. The blockchain can transform the traditional letter of guarantee into a completely paperless, digitized, and transparent processes, helping eliminate fraud and forgery, since the blockchain network is secured by the weight of the institution behind it. Blockchain can also help with the know your customer request. As a Deloitte article notes, a blockchain-based registry would not only remove the duplication of effort in carrying out know your customer checks, but the ledger would also enable encrypted updates to client details to be distributed to all banks in near real time. So that's the advantage of blockchain to the finance and banking industry. Now let's look at reimagining healthcare. To the healthcare industry, what would be blockchain's contribution? The sudden need for remote healthcare and other medical related practices due to the pandemic has shifted the focus of delivering clinical treatment in a virtual or data-driven manner. We've all experienced that, okay? As a result, the range of blockchain application in healthcare is quickly shaping the future of how service is provided and the capabilities and tools physicians have at their fingertips. For example, the sharing of patients' electronic health records, EHR, has long been riddled with inefficacies and duplication. Think of how many times you've had to request one physician to share physical health records with another, or how many times you've had to fill out the identical paper form at each doctor visit. There have been a handful of different studies conducted that show the promise of blockchain in healthcare, right? The third one, Kettle 2.0. It may not be the first industry you think of when you think of blockchain, but the cattle industry is another one ripe for disruption. Historically, validating the healthcare, age, location, and vaccination records of cattle has been done the old-fashioned way, one analog ledger. But blockchain can bring traceability and transparency to the industry, allowing producers to track animals during their entire lifespan in real time, including inventory management, health management, origin verification. We're to see more and more tech companies entering this space, including the partnership between Block Apps and Genesis Blockchain. As these three examples show, blockchain is about a lot more than crypto. In fact, it may be the key to transforming inefficient processes across the industry spectrum. That's from the McKinsey, okay? That's how McKinsey looks at blockchain. Let's move on. Okay, let's just look quickly at IBM, okay? Now, blockchain, according to IBM, is a shared immutable ledger for recording transaction, tracking assets, and building trust. Discover why business worldwide are adopting it. Okay. So blockchain defined. This is what IBM defined. Okay, it's a shared immutable ledger that facilitates the process of recording transaction and tracking assets in a business network. An asset can be tangible, house, car, cash, land, blah blah blah, or intangible, intellectual property, patents, copyrights, branding. Virtually anything of value can be tracked and traded on a blockchain network, reducing risk and cutting costs for all involved. Why blockchain is important? This is what IBM says. Business runs on information. The faster it's received and the more accurate it is, the better. Blockchain is ideal for delivering that information because it provides immediate, shared, and completely transparent information stored on an immutable ledger that can be accessed only by permissioned network members. A blockchain network can track orders, payments, account production, and much more. And because members share a single view of the truth, you can see all details of transaction end to end, giving you greater confidence as well as new efficiencies and opportunities. We've heard that, okay? This is just a reinforcement. Now, key elements of blockchain, okay, distributed ledger technology, immutable record, and smart contract. I won't read to you in detail. Let's move on. How blockchain works, again, okay. It's recorded as block. This is the same. IBM also is saying the same thing about blockchain. All right, let me move on. Okay, the benefits of the blockchain. Okay, according to IBM again, greater trust, greater security, and more efficiencies. Okay, let me move on. Okay, now this is another article that I came across by Syed El-Naj, IT executive. He's a thought leader and a contributing writer on technology topics whose innovative implementations generate business value. This was March 29, 2018. Okay, so he wrote on the problems with Bitcoin and the future of blockchain. So you see, earlier on I mentioned about Bitcoin, and then I mentioned about blockchain, and people in the US think that blockchain is Bitcoin and Bitcoin is blockchain. Okay, now the author Henry Miller once said, "Confusion is a word we have invented for an order which is not understood." And confusion seems to run rampant in many articles that are critical of blockchain, while the real problem is with Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. So it's not with blockchain, it is Bitcoin. There are key differences between Bitcoin and blockchain. Blockchain is a digitized, distributed, and secure ledger that guarantees immutable transaction and solve the trust problem when two parties exchange value. Cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin rely on blockchain to conduct transactions, yet blockchain transcends cryptocurrencies and offers many solutions that are likely to disrupt numerous industries with some profound implications. Now, in a simple metaphoric comparison, blockchain is like an engine that can be used in airplanes, vehicles, elevators, escalators, washers, and dryers. Okay, Bitcoin, meanwhile, is like the first Ford Model T car that was manufactured in 1908. Okay, this fundamental difference helps in understanding the polymorphic value of blockchain and the problems with Bitcoin and most cryptocurrencies. Let me move on. Okay. Now, one area of confusion about blockchain is the perceived negative environmental impact. But this is a problem specific to Bitcoin and some other cryptocurrencies. It is caused by the limitations of the decade-old design of Bitcoin and due to Bitcoin's mining process that requires a proof of work to validate transaction. Proof of work is a mathematical algorithm to essentially to validate transaction in the Bitcoin blockchain and consumes high computational power and energy close to what Denmark consumes annually. Oh my God. Other cryptocurrencies operate differently. Ether, which is also a cryptocurrency, for example, uses proof of stake concept, which is energy efficient, while the cryptocurrency Ripple, another cryptocurrency, does not require mining. So, okay, another misconstrued problem is blockchain's slow performance, which is again a Bitcoin issue. So you see, why? Bitcoin's network requires an average of 10 minutes to create a block. And it's estimated that it can only manage 7 transactions per second, TPS, okay, transactions per second. Ethereum does better, 20 transactions per second, IBM blockchain, 1,000 transactions per second, and Ripple, 1,500 transactions per second, and even more impressive, okay? So these are the other cryptocurrencies now. There's also discussion about the inability of financial institutions to adopt the blockchain technology, which is, I deliberately put it in orange, okay? It is an issue with the financial institution, not the technology. The technology is superb, but the financial institution is still reluctant, okay, to adopt blockchain technology. So that's from Syed Enaj and Forbes Technology Council. Let me move on. Okay, but what is interesting is that there are additional and bigger problems specifically with regard to Bitcoin. First, Bitcoin has, okay, I won't go into the detail. Okay, since Bitcoin's astronomical rise in December 2007, the number of Bitcoin transactions has dramatically plunged. As it seems, Bitcoin might not be useful as a currency to exchange value. Then what is it useful for? This is the question that people are asking. Okay, I think a lot of people got their fingers burned, you know, because of Bitcoin. Let me move on. Okay, so it seems that Bitcoin will likely cease to have meaningful value, defeating the whole point and philosophy imagined by Satoshi Nakamoto, okay, who invented blockchain, the alleged inventor of Bitcoin. Its current value appears to be purely psychological, and the hype seems to be driven by irrational exuberance, greed, and speculation. Modern human history has seen many bubbles, including the dot-com bubble, the housing bubble, and even the tulip bubble. However, when these bubbles explode, many excellent dot-com companies survive. Most houses regain their value, and tulips still have meanings and carry value in our life. But what will happen when the Bitcoin bubble bursts? What utility or residual value will Bitcoin have to consumers and business? Most likely none. And this is the real problem with Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Okay, Bitcoin will go down in history as a great technological invention and popularized blockchain, yet failed due to its design limitation. Just like the Industrial Revolution was fueled by the combustion engine, Nakamoto's most valuable contribution is the blockchain polymorphic engine that will further accelerate innovation in the post-information age and immensely affect our lives. If blockchain really is like the Ford Model T engine, which uses a 20 horsepower engine, then is it possible that this technology can eventually evolve into the type of engine used in a Koenigsegg 1,341 horsepower? If so, the possibilities of blockchain seems endless. So you see, it's again a promising oasis and a treacherous mirage. So as Henry Miller implied, understanding removes confusion, and understanding the difference between Bitcoin, which again just now, the example that you gave, the car, and blockchain, which is the engine, will shed some light on the real problems and the likely future of Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, and blockchain. All right. How much time do I have, Nada? Prof. Nada? How much time do I have?
You have time how much you want to have.
Oh my God. Okay. All right.
Because I know you like to talk, so please you can. It is really great. It is really great, Professor.
Okay.
So
thank you. Let me carry on. Okay.
Keep going.
All right. Now there's another article that I came across. This is interesting. They are coming to actually towards the end. This is the Bitcoin crash. What's behind the crypto collapse? Hannah Smith, the writer, and it was updated just recently, January 25th, 2023. It's a very recent article. Now, she says cryptocurrency is volatile with a track record of boom and bust cycles that have left many wondering whether it's safe to invest. The price of Bitcoin, the most popular cryptocurrency, dropped below 16,000 in November 2022, a year after it reached a record high of $69,000. It's currently worth around 23,000. As a digital currency was on a downward trajectory throughout 2022, what fueled it? Okay, her article explained what was happening to the value of the Bitcoin and why. Why is Bitcoin so volatile? Has Bitcoin bubble burst? Will Bitcoin recover? If Bitcoin will go up if the stock market crashes. So what is coming is basically meant for people who wants to go, and invest in cryptocurrency. So these are some of the recommendations that Hannah gave. Don't worry, I won't go to the detail because I am not a wealth consultant. Okay, what is happening to the value of Bitcoin? Why? Okay. Many things that she has mentioned. One of it is the war in Ukraine, the inflationary fears, all those things. So I won't read all of it. Okay, the slump in November, blah, blah, blah. Okay, China's continued crackdown on crypto is playing a part too. And there has also been speculation that crypto operation could come to a halt in Russia. So you can read that when you're free later on. Okay. Now, why is Bitcoin so volatile? Okay. There have been a number of incidents that have caused the price to fluctuate. That's why it's volatile. Okay. Negative stories. So you have so many negative stories there. Okay. Exchange FTX. I won't read to you. Okay. All this. Then you also have the positive stories. Okay. What do you call? In March, Morgan Stanley became the first big US bank to offer wealthier clients access to Bitcoin funds. In June 2020, after sparkling, okay, sell-off, Elon Musk said Tesla would probably accept Bitcoin payments. So all this is causing, you know, all these movements, all these fluctuations in the marketplace. Okay, in March in this year, President Joe Biden issued, which is in 2002, that was last year, okay, issued an executive order that aims to coordinate the US government's action on the regulation of digital assets. So a lot of all these regulatory, which earlier on I've already mentioned, okay, these are some of the issues, regulatory, governance, and stuff like that. So let me move on. Okay, has Bitcoin bubble burst? Okay, again, where it's heading next is equally unpredictable. So it's really, we are actually operating, this is what we call living in a VUCA world, volatile, unpredictable, complex, and ambiguous, right? Let's move on. Will Bitcoin go back up? Okay, these are the things, the recommendation is there. No guarantee when it comes to investing. So this is more all about investment. So I wouldn't go into down that road of investment. Okay, will Bitcoin go up if the stock market crashes? Okay, again, for some of you who wants to invest in Bitcoins, later on when you're free, do read what she is saying about it. Right? So if you have extra cash, maybe you want to buy a few Bitcoins. Okay, now, okay, this is, I'm coming to the last few slides. So this is what my friend said to me when I wanted to prepare these slides for tonight on blockchain technology. This is the comment that he made. Okay, he said, cryptocurrency is okay, Bitcoins and that, okay. Blockchain technology is awesome, okay. And my friend is with the Malaysian Cybersecurity Organization, okay. And then he also said the third one, Bitcoin is a scam. Okay. Of course, people who has Bitcoin won't like it, okay. They may start thinking about selling it off. Okay, sometimes technology is like magic, okay. Was Arthur C. Clarke, okay, right? This is the guy who writes about the future, okay? An exploration of the magical nature of technology. Okay, now, in 1962, in his book, Profiles of the Future, an inquiry into the limits of the possible, science fiction writer Arthur C. Clarke formulated his famous 3 laws, of which the third law is the best known and most widely cited. Any sufficiently advanced technology, like the blockchain technology, is indistinguishable from magic. So it can be, so it's a promising oasis. It's also a treacherous mirage. It also magical. It can be a magic. All right, let me move on. The future is here. It's just not evenly distributed, according to William Gibson. All right. That's it. My last slide. So is blockchain technology a promising oasis or a treacherous mirage? Okay, I leave that for all of you to figure it out. Merci beaucoup. Okay, so what I have said from the start until now is basically, it could be said of me in this presentation, I have only made up a bunch of other people's flowers, providing of my own, only the strings that tie them together. So I quote this from Montaigne, 1533, my favorite actually, 1592, French moralist and essayist. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Nada.
Thank you, great Professor Karudin. Who will go with you? Amazing, amazing topic, amazing speech presentation. This was really a promising oasis of treacherous mirage. I agree with you. You make it wonderful. First, you explain us what is blockchain technology, how you explore the uses of the much hyped tech. Then, like for beginners, for beginners, you make a drawing. You show that it is a digital ledger from programmable, secure. All parts you explain to us. I like this part with the statistics when you say that only 1 in 4, that 25% of adults in USA have any idea what blockchain is.
Yes.
They yes, they will need to learn that. They will need to learn that. And also, you say that some studies reveal that 2 in 3, that 62% state that blockchain is the same as the
Bitcoin.
cryptocurrency, and 48 like the Bitcoin. And what is the truth about the blockchain? They like the rush hour. What is blockchain by Mackenzie? Mackenzie explain always that and give us the truth about the blockchain. Crashing cryptocurrency. Today we know that it is very volatile. You explain us what is the price of the Bitcoin. A great example. A great example. We need to read that article because that article will explain to us so many things. What is happening with the value of Bitcoin? Why is Bitcoin so volatile? The bubble burst, recovering. And every day I know that I get so many messages because so many people today are trading with this Bitcoins, and I can say they are really very boring with it. But
Yes.
Professor Karudin, you give us the positive stories, the bubble burst. Will Bitcoin go up if the stock market crash? That is very important. Like economic, I think that very, very important. I like also what your friend said to you. You make it great. You make it great. Technology is really a magic, and the future is just not evenly distributed. So, Professor Karudi, blockchain technology is a promising oasis of a treacherous mirage. Yes, merci Bicop, as
Beaucoup.
you say. So, I want to thank you, Professor Karudin. I want to thanks to our great teacher Thea to her amazing niece because today, and Professor and our lawyer Jorge, we need to take care about him, our lawyer. He
Yes.
explained us very detailed. Want to thanks to our great Sir Setish Pandit for giving us this opportunity for IIU, Dr. Snikta Kadam, our CEO, our great Dr. Inga Karchilava, who was today also with us, supporting us whole time, Georgia Rock, Georgia audience, thank you, great audience today, writing, sharing, so many comments. Professor Karudin need to go through the comments because our audience was writing a lot, giving their opinion, explaining what is the blockchain. So we finish our day 2. Tomorrow, day 3, another experts, and it is really great to explain from different fields. We have our experts from different fields, so not only engineers. We know what engineers are doing in the science and technology and innovation. We need to hear the voice of other experts in the other fields. So, what to say? Till tomorrow. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Niece, I want to hear something from Miss Teacher Thea, your niece. Please say us something for IIU, for us today. We are really honored. We are very happy that we have an amazing student with us because IIU's future are the students. We are giving to us, our students, supporting our youth. That is our mission. IIU, I will repeat, is an education institution. Thea, please.
Aha.
Thea,
Witcher.
please.
Yeah.
There.
შტაბები გაგვიზიარე.
უღმესი მადლობა ამ შესაძლებლობებისთვის. უღმესი მადლობა შესაძლებლობისთვის, ამ დამოკიდებულებისათვის და იმისათვის, რომ ჩემი ეს ინტერესები მომეწით, რომ საშუალება, რომ სხვისთვის გამიზიარებინა და თან ეს მომეხერხებინა ჩემს მშობლიურ ენაზე. უღმესი მადლობა ყურადღებისთვის და იმეც ვიტოვებ, რომ ჩვენ კიდევ გვექნება შეხვედრის შესაძლებლობა. მადლობთ.
She said that she's grateful to be able to express her opinions in her native language and to be able to be with people who understands it and respects that she speaks in her native language. And it was also a great experience for me to translate it. It was my first time, so I hope it was really interesting.
გავიცანი ძვირფასი ადამიანები და მოვისმინე საინტერესო პრეზენტაცია. ქაბატონადა. წარმოუდგენლად დიდი მადლობა, უღმესი მადლობა.
Thank you, Mrs. Nanda, and everybody here.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so
Thank you.
much. I love
Thank you.
when the
Thanks.
students are with us. Students in the classroom, students at home, virtual. So I'm really happy. I really love to hear our students, and you were all amazing. You were all amazing, Teacher Thea. First time with IIU, but not the last time. We will have so many opportunities. And yes, Denise can also be with us because we have so many programs for the youth and for the students. Thank you. Thank you, lovely audience. Thank you, lovely audience, for supporting us, for being with us. Always, we are really honored, and we will continue with our great sessions. I will repeat tomorrow. Tomorrow we will be in the day 3. Yes, in day 3B, I'm also very curious to hear our experts tomorrow. Dr. Inga, will you want to say something for the end, please?
Oh my God, thank you, Thea. Congratulations to all. You know, a very important and necessary issue, really. Today, in the 21st century, we really need to know more information about blockchain. Yes. Many thanks to the organizers team for this opportunity. Thank you so much, Mia, dear sister Nada. Thank you so much, IIU. Thank you so much, Mr. Piyush Pandit, dear Nitka Khadam. All speakers were amazing today. Mr. Keridin, thank you so much. Thank you for your
And
really
yes,
amazing
Professor
presentation.
Kerudin with all
Yeah,
beautiful
thank you
ladies.
so much.
Professor
Yes.
Kerudin,
Thank you, Prof. Inga. Thank you, Prof.
adjunct,
Inga.
our adjunct professor, you see
My
all
camera
the
not
beautiful
working
ladies.
good, sorry. Yes.
Thank you, Tia.
Congratulations. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you. Thank you so much. See you all tomorrow. You are all welcome. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye.